Well, hey there, naughty friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Chris, aka Naughty Bear. I'm an amigurumi designer, crocheter, and just silly crafty guy here on YouTube, and I post new videos every single week. So if any of that sounds good to you, be sure to stick around. And this week I'm taking you with me as we go to the cottage to beat the heat. I'm very lucky that we have a place to go to when it's hot like this, because it is certainly hot where I am and a lot of other places in the world. So we're gonna go to the cottage for a week and try and get away from that, sit by the lake and just feel our crochet fantasy. And I have a couple projects. Actually, most of them are not amigurumi, which is very strange for me. I mean, I still have a few amigurumi, don't worry. However, I thought it'd be fun to kind of just go through them all, collect all the things we need, and take you with me. Do a little bit of a throwback to this channel. I used to do a lot of vlogs, but I thought it'd just be a little bit more organized. So I'm gonna go over all the different projects and the yarn I'm using for them. Hopefully that sounds good to you. Grab your crafty project, a cool beverage, and a snack maybe if you want to, who knows, and let's get into it. All right, so like I said in the intro there, I'm actually bringing a couple of projects up with me, and most of them are not amigurumi. They're actually gonna be wearables, which I don't do a lot of crochet wearables. I do some here and there. I really like working on the granny hexagon sweaters or cardigans, because they're just so easy and they're a great project to have in the car. You don't have to count stitches and they just work up magically. So I have actually two of those that I want to do. The first one you would have seen if you watched my Hobie review of their yarn, their Halloween yarn rather, that they have coming up, where I used this yarn here, which is the Tea Time Halloween, and I believe it was snake poison. I can't remember what this was called, but it is just a beautiful variegated yarn, and I actually really liked using it. And I ended up making half of a granny hexagon sweater cardigan, and that got me to about here. Now I am a larger man, so it does take a little bit more yarn than maybe someone who's a little bit smaller. So I did go ahead and have to get a second cake, which was not ideal. However, it still was on sale and might currently still be on sale. I'll leave the links for that down below and everything else I'm talking about here. So ideally, I would like to finish this granny hexagon cardigan. I want to do a black trim with this because I think it would just look nice. It is supposed to be spooky season coated, so I think a black edging would just look really nice. Now, with that said, even if I just get the actual base of the cardigan done and leave the trim and the cuffs and everything till after, I will be happy, because I'm actually not making one, but I'm making two of these. And the second one is for my husband. I made him one a while ago. The shape kind of went out kind of wonky. I'm hoping that was just because it was like I was still just getting used to making them. So I'm gonna make him another one, and he went ahead and picked his own color, and he picked one of the tea times as well. It is not the spooky one, and I will leave the information somewhere, but this is Tea Time in color number 6, which looks like this. It has some like muted grays, blues, and then these like pink colors in there, and even a little bit yellow. So I'm very interested to see how this one works up. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, but he really likes it, and I think it'll be a nice like autumnal autumn vibes, kind of a little bit more muted, but with some like pops of pink color. I think will be really cute. So I have two of these. Excuse me. I have two of these. Yes, I have 2 cakes, so that should be more than enough to get his done. So that is 2 projects already. So I'll be packing these and my other 2 cakes, or a cake in a bit anyways, to get those done. Now, I also do have this yarn here, which if you watched that video, you know I was not in love with. This is the Halloween Scary Sock. A lot of you did say that once it's worked up, and especially like I kind of hinted at, I feel like it's more for knitting. I mean, you can definitely crochet with it, but a lot of people said that they actually liked this once it was worked up, and the knitted definitely looked better as far as the color changes go. I don't think I'm gonna pick up knitting. However, I do want to use this on something, so I might just bring it with me and just to see what happens. Not that I need more projects. I'm only gone for a week, so I'm already loading myself up here. It takes about 3 hours, 2.5 hours to get there. So that's a lot of car time for me to get my hands in some yarn and hook. So the next project I have, I did talk in another video that I wanted to make this. It is the skull shawl pattern here. It is a free pattern, you can go check it out. but I didn't have the yarn yet. So it was this one here, which is the Cotton Kings Sultan, and it is color 47. And if you remember, I was absolutely blown away with that color. I still want to do something with this. I didn't hate using it, but I definitely didn't love it. It was really lightweight, which is why I'm going to double up on this one. Now, these are two different vibes. You might be wondering why I went with like this black amber one. And there is a pretty specific reason. It's because I'm going to an Ethel Cain concert here in Toronto, and I'm very excited about it. And the vibes for that are always kind of like Southern Gothic, and her favorite colors are like amber and black. She's very dark and moody, but I love her music. It's fantastic. And I love those vibes as well. So I kind of wanted to fit that whole like spooky aesthetic. So that's why we went ahead and went with this. So I'm very excited to try that up. I think that this is going to be pretty difficult. I was looking at this pattern already and thinking, I think this is going to be one that's going to put me through it, but hopefully well worth it. I am not delusional enough to think that I will be getting this done with all my other projects in a week. However, even if I can get like the base going, get to the point where I'm not thinking too much about how to make everything, I kind of have done a bunch of it, maybe even like third of it would be nice, maybe even half. We'll see where we get to, honestly. Kind of depends on what the weather's like. We love to go swimming and things when we're at the cottage. It's what we do mostly when we're there. So if the weather is nice, I'll probably be outside swimming a lot. But if there's more like cloudy days or rainy days, which it does kind of look like it might be, I'll probably be inside more, getting more of this done. So those are the three wearable projects I have with me. We have the skull shawl, we have my husband Dante's hexie cardigan, and then we have the green spooky hexie cardigan as well. Now that might sound like a lot, and it is, but I do have maybe a little bit more to work on. So Halloween at this point is fast approaching, and I want to get at least one Naughty Bear original pattern out there, and I have actually started the draft of it. It might look really crazy because this is basically me just throwing stuff at my crochet hook and seeing what sticks. I have a little drawing of it. Depending on when this comes out, you might get some more information here, but I don't want to be premature and share this before it's ready. However, that is the main priority as far as amigurumi goes. I'll be working on that, which means I'll probably have to bring some stuff up with me, which I hate, some like photography stuff and maybe my laptop and things like that. I was going to work on this free project up there. However, I ended up finishing her before. I know she looks insane, and she's supposed to. She's kind of like a derpy little fire spirit. Think like Calcifer's little sister or something. I think she's adorable. This is completely free. It'll be on my website. I'll put the information here. And then there's one other, which I'm not going to actually start crocheting, but I'll probably do sketches for. And that is my Patreon pattern for Halloween, which is going to be a mythical jackalope with a little bit of a twist, probably some kind of demon twist to it. So I don't know if I'll have anything to share on there, but hopefully I got some sketches done and maybe like a base pattern or something. Probably not, because I have a lot of projects and only a week up there, so I'm probably going a little overboard. At least I know I'm in good company, because we all seem to do this. We all definitely bring way too many projects than we need to. So I think that's everything I'm going to bring. I'm going to pack this up. It's currently Wednesday afternoon, and we're leaving tomorrow night. So I'm going to update you all, I guess, when we're on the road. Or maybe I'll do a little packing sequence. We'll see. You wouldn't know I'm only going to the cottage for a week with not one, but 2, 3, 4, and 5 full-sized crochet projects. God, dream big, kids.
Car, baby, I don't know the words of the car. We're the background singers. It's gonna be a very, very, very hot. Well, shout out to pouring out for Jasmine, who is a working drag queen.
night, so I found a quiet moment to just kind of sneak away here at the cottage, which is hard to do when there are 4 other people around. But yes, it's a little quiet now, so I thought I'd just give you an update of all the things we're working on. I've been trying to film what I can. However, as you can imagine, we're doing lots of other things, so it's kind of hard. Mostly I've been filming in the car during the opportunities where we have to go to town or whatever. But I have made lots of progress. It is Sunday, pretty sure. Let's just double check that. Yeah, Sunday. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. And I've made some good progress, so I want to show you. I did finish the other half of this cardigan here, the Halloween tea time one. So I have that half, and then I have the one I did before. This one, however, I added the length to. I have not done that to this one yet, so that'll be kind of the next point for this. And then joining them, I did realize on my way up here, I think, that I forgot to bring any kind of black trim or any trim at all really for these, which isn't a problem because, like I said, I don't think I was too worried about actually doing the trim up here or the cuffs or anything like that. So whatever, I just want to get the base done. That's the most important part. Speaking of, I did start Dante's cardigans as well, and I'm loving the colors on this one. I wasn't 100% sure about it when I saw the photo. However, working it up, it is so pretty. I really like it. There's a lot of different, there's some yellows, there's some pinks and neutrals, and then lots of this beautiful, like a, what's the word, navy kind of, almost like gray colored blue. But yeah, very pretty. I'm excited to see this once it's all worked up. I think it's going to be super cute, something like that. So excited about that. That's all I've made for this anyways. I started this one, I think, last night while we were watching Addams Family number 2 with Joan Cusack, so that's the best one. I'll probably watch the first one tonight. And what else have I done? I have worked on my sock, which has made it to this point here, which if you watched my review on this a couple weeks ago, I really like the way this is turning out. I don't think I mentioned it. This is using is it herringbone half double crochet? Essentially, you go to make your half double crochet the normal way, but then you make like a slip stitch at first before finishing off, and it just kind of gives it a little bit more intrigue. And I like it. I'm pretty happy with this. I still don't like the way it feels when I'm working on it anyways on my hands, but once it's worked up, it's not too bad. So I'm excited to just see where we get to. I'm going to do the heel in a black probably, because I don't think the one skein will be enough to do 2 large socks. So I'm thinking if I make the heel black as well as the cuff or whatever of it, that should be enough, hopefully, or I'll just have 1.5 socks. I did actually start the second sock as well. I just have the toe done. So that's where we made it to on that. I do have to say too, one of my followers, subscribers, Susie, a few weeks ago, you sent me some of these hooks. I can't remember, I think you sent me this one. I did end up buying the 2.5 because that one's a little bit harder to find. From someone in Alberta, I believe, which actually sold them for a pretty decent price. Shipping was a little annoying. However, because I love them so much, I had to get that one because I use that one for all my amigurumi. And I'm absolutely loving the extra long crochet hooks on these, or the shaft rather. It is just so much nicer. I didn't even know I was missing it. So thank you for that. So now I'll have a whole set, maybe possibly, fingers crossed. Now, the only project I haven't touched yet, I think, I feel bad because this little corner of the cottage I have just taken over with my crochet projects, my little crochet bags. It's not normally this messy, it's just because let me just get you back into frame there. It's not normally this messy, but it's just because I'm pulling everything out. But yeah, I have designated this little corner in this chair to my crafting projects. I have not touched the skull shawl pattern yet. I am going to start it today because it's already Sunday, like I said. We're leaving Friday, so it's about maybe 5 days. We're leaving early on Friday. So yeah, I want to get that started because I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. But aside from that, we're just swimming lots, hanging out. Today, it has been really hot the past couple days, but today the temperature dropped. It's very fall vibes. We have the little stove fireplace on, the wood fireplace. And yeah, we're just kind of staying warm today. It's very windy out there, but the sun is trying to come through, thankfully. But it's good for crocheting. Hopefully I can sneak away again and just update you all specifically on the skull shawl pattern, because I think that'll be probably, like I said, a bit of a pain in the butt. But anyways, that's my update for now. I'm gonna go back to doing some cottage stuff, and I'll see you later.
Up with his hair.
Consider it. I want us to be allies in this struggle. What struggle?
Hey everyone, I am back. I hope the lighting is okay. I only have this one light to work off of, and it's very cloudy today. It's a very rainy kind of day, which will take. We've been getting a lot of sun. However, last night I did start the shawl, and I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out. I will say I'm at the point where it is getting a little bit more complicated, but as you can see, we have a skull there, and then we have two others. Now I'm at the point where the pattern stops holding your hand and kind of just wants you, it's told you how to make the skulls and the general idea of it. So I'm just getting used to kind of jumping into it on my own kind of thing. The other thing I will say, I am, like I said, doubling up on two of the cakes, two yarns, I guess you could say, to make this. And I am finding that it is already quite big. I think the intended size for this to be at this part is like probably closer to half this. So I'm not mad at it though. I think it looks pretty cool still. But what I might do is actually cut off this yarn after this row and just pull out some of this amber color, because as you can see I haven't got to any of the cool color changes, and I don't want it to just be amber which is the way it's going, because even I still have all that, most of that is the amber color. It starts to change around here, and then the end is obviously black. So I want to get to some of those color changes. So I think I'll just pull out some of the amber, like I said, and then just start with that. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I need a minute to just like sit with it and take a look. I think I've messed up somewhere here. I don't know what I'm doing. I had to kind of like sit and really take a look at it and figure it out. But really happy with that. I haven't done too much else. I did work a little bit on Dante's cardigan here, which I'm working on the length. So we have the sleeve done, and then I'm working on the length here. So this time I'm going to fit it to him, make sure that it fits nicely, knowing that it will probably stretch a little bit as it kind of settles into itself. But yeah, that's where we're at. It is Tuesday and we are leaving Friday morning, so I still got probably most of today because like I said, it's kind of crummy weather out there. And then Wednesday, Thursday are supposed to be sunny, so I'll probably be doing more of that. So really I'll focus on this today. And I mean, there's always time to crochet here at the cottage, which is great. And we'll see where we get to.
Please tell me we've started.
Yes, actually, we're in our second run through.
Cell phone numbers he answers. Would you get Tracy down here right now?
What?
So this would just be specials, right? Well, yeah, so you should mark them
Are you nuts with me?
Yeah, I am. And you mean.
I'm gonna drown.
But it is big.
It's beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing.
That'll be fine. Just don't, yeah. Hey, Moose.
Hey, Missy, Miss. Oh, look at it going for you. Careful.
Oh, hey, love.
All right, everyone, as you can see, we are back in the office. It's actually Monday. I've been home for a couple days now, but we got home, when did we leave? Friday. We didn't feel like doing anything Friday, and then we spent the weekend doing errands and just, I don't know, when you are away for a while, there's always things to do when you get back. And then today I've just been trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm still on cottage time, which is always an issue when you go away. You don't want to go back to work. But anyways, thankfully I have a pretty cool job, but I thought we could just go over all the things I got done, or rather didn't get done. If you remember, as I'm sure you do because you're watching this video, I had 2 cardigans I was hoping to get mostly done, the pair of socks, which was kind of like a back burner project, maybe some amigurumi, and then I was hoping to get the shawl started. As you've seen, a lot of that has changed. So let me just talk real quick about what we didn't get done, or what I didn't get done rather. So the 2 shawls, the one for me using the green yarn, the Halloween yarn. To be fair, I did get both sides done similar to this. So I have 2 of these. So they just had to be joined, and then I had to finish the arms and then do all the trim and everything. So I did get quite a bit done on that because when I left, I only had one side done. So I'm not too mad at it. Maybe not as far as I would have liked, but that's the way it goes. Similar story to Dante's cardigan here, which I have really fallen in love with this color of yarn, the colorway, I guess you would call it. He absolutely loves it too. It's a lot of navies and then like pinks. I'm just trying to, I'm struggling is what I'm doing. There we go. So it has all these beautiful colors in it, which are pretty great for like a fall autumn vibe thing, but a little bit different. I like that there are so many different colors in here. I'm happy he likes it. He seems to really like this one. I've made him a cardigan before, but it's like almost similar color to the shirt, which actually I will show you because this should be out now, including this shirt, all my Halloween merch. And this is the cute, happy crochet ghost. I was gonna call it lightweight because lightweight yarn ghost, get it? But how cute is that? If you haven't looked at the merch yet, should be up on my website. I'll leave links or whatever in the usual spots, but so happy with that. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. So I have those 2 cardigans, same story with Dante's. I got both sides pretty much done, and I just have to join them and do the arms and the trim, which is still quite a bit of work, but hopefully not too bad. I mean, it's still, as you can tell, I'm pretty warm. It's still pretty hot around here. It's cooling off a little bit, but we still have some time before summer is officially over. The other project was the sock, which I want to talk about this for a minute. I think I probably mentioned it before, so I won't go on too long. However, I'm surprisingly really liking this yarn, which I was not in love with in my review. A lot of my points still remain. I don't like the way it feels on my hand, especially when I'm working with it, like actual crocheting with it. It's just very rough. And when I did my swatch, I didn't love the way the colors kind of mixed together. It just looked kind of blocky and just, I didn't like it. But I will say with this new pattern, which is a free pattern, I've talked about before, again, links down below, but I kind of love the way it's looking. I'm at the point where I need to start the heel, but I think that's really cute for like a little Halloween sock, and I don't hate the way it feels when it's worked up in this sense. I don't know if it's that stitch that they use for this pattern specifically, which if you do use that pattern, just know that I didn't realize that I think like most of this front part here was supposed to be single crochets, but I did the whole thing in the, what do you call, herringbone half double crochet, I think it was called. And I love the way it looks, but it might affect the length of it or whatever, but I just worked up till I got to my heel. So I have both of those, and I just have to start the heel at some point, but I think that's pretty good progress. I wasn't sure if I'd work on this at all. If you want updates to these little projects, follow me on Instagram because I usually post this kind of stuff to my stories, or if you're a patron member, you can check it out in the Discord. But with all that said, let's talk about the piece de resistance. I don't know, my French is terrible. But yes, the thing that I really need to get done, but was really anxious about because it looks so difficult, and the pattern itself was just, you know, text on a page from someone on the internet, and you never know how that's gonna go, especially since I think the original pattern was in German. So I was pretty nervous about it. However, as you saw, I actually managed to finish the entire skull shawl, which was not on my list of things that I thought I'd get finished there. I was hoping I'd at least get started. However, I'll show it off first. How beautiful is that? I know it's kind of hard to see. You can see the skull there, hopefully. But I am absolutely in love with this. I kind of matches this shirt, to be honest. We're very on brand for spooky season. Like I said, I want to wear this to a concert. And I think what I'm going to do, I saw someone do bleached artwork. So you bleach a black shirt, but you use like a paintbrush to like draw on the bleach, and it comes out in this exact kind of faded orange color to black. So I think it'll just match perfectly. That's a whole different thing, but definitely let me know in the comments below if you want to see what that looks like or the final outfit. But this is so cool, and I gotta say, so much easier for me, I thought anyways, than I was expecting. It also works up super quick, which, oops, sorry for hitting my mic. It works up super quick, and I guess that's kind of obvious when you look at it, all the different like holes in it and things. But now that I'm kind of thinking about it, with all these like large gaps and holes, I guess it does make sense that it wouldn't take that long. However, it is really wide. It's wider than I can hold out, so it's got to be about 8 feet. The one thing I wish I got more of was actually the yarn itself. I was hoping that there would be more black, so I wanted probably another roll. You can see I started a skull there. I would have liked almost like another row of skulls, but then again, maybe it's too wide, I don't know. But I would have liked it to maybe the black to have started earlier. We did double up on that yarn, And if I had used all the yarn in those cakes, this would probably almost be double the size. I cut out a lot of the orange because, like I said, I wanted the orange to start at the tip and fade like in the middle and then end at black, but like there'd be more black, if that makes sense. And I took out a lot of that orange. So just be aware if you're thinking of doing this and using this pattern, it's just something to know. But if you're doubling up like I did, you don't need the full cakes of both of them. If you were to do this with just one cake and a single thread, obviously it would take twice as long to do, so you probably would need 2 cakes, but then how do you do that? Maybe it would just be 1, I don't know. Anyways, those are my thoughts on it. Like I said, I'm so happy with the way this turned out. I think this is such a cool Halloween decoration. Even if I were to just like drape it up here somewhere for Halloween, I think that's even cool on its own. So really impressed with this. Definitely go check out the free pattern if you're interested. It's not as hard as it looks. You're really just making this one square. You can see it there. So right here. So that's one square, and you're literally just, you start off doing that once. And I know a lot of you make shawls, and you already know this, but for those of you who don't, you're just making basically one like square. You can see it there. And then the next round is 2, and then 3. And honestly, the repetition, once you start to get it, you barely even need a pattern at some point by the end, which is nice because I could see myself making another one of these, maybe for like a gift or in a different color or something. Who knows? I feel like I'm rambling on, and I don't know why it was so hot all of a sudden. But I do want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit more of the cottage, a little bit more vlog style. It was fun to do. I used to do a lot of vlogs, so it was kind of fun to kind of go back to that a little bit. Definitely let me know which of these projects you enjoyed seeing the most. Which one would you make personally, or have you made any of these? I want to know. Also, a special thank you to all my Patreon supporters out there. Patreon, if you don't know, I've had a few of you ask. It is a separate app on its own. It's a membership-based plan, and people who are members there get access to my Discord, shop discounts, all of the free patterns for the things that I make on here, like, what's your name again? Like Bing Bong here, he's a pattern note on there, so if you've made amigurumi before, you can just check out my pattern notes. So thank you to all of you who are part of the Patreon. I could not do this without you. But that's it for me and for this week. I have to get back into the swing of things here at work. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Stay naughty, friends. Bye. I also should put in here, because I forgot to, I barely did any amigurumi at all. Bad me. Oh boy. Okay, I have 2 of these.